That's big business. Hit 10, but that's big pimpin'. My potential, that's infinite. Pin game insane. Make hits like King Griffin, a 10th inning.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 58 of the 10th Inning Podcast. I got the number right today.
Okay.
Can you believe we've done 58 episodes? Just crazy. We haven't been kicked off YouTube yet.
That is
Astonishing.
wild. Yeah, especially after the last episode, for sure. For sure. Give that a watch. You'll find out why. Or don't.
Just so
Subscribe first.
Dan and I didn't say anything. It was all coach. So we don't condone that.
We don't condone that.
Anyway, I'm Sean. He's Dan.
Now, if Sean, if these are OG fans, okay, they will remember last year I had green. I had some a green squishy ball. That ball unfortunately passed. I squeezed it enough to where it started spewing yellow. It might have even spewed yellow pus on the episode. You'll have to go back and watch. I can't tell you what episode it is. In the Dollar Tree the other day, Sean. This is going to be a story. I'm sorry, guys. As it simply has been with the intros lately. I'm in the Dollar Tree. I don't know if you know, but like I've always been a hater of General Dollar, the Family Dollar. Why, Sean? Nothing's ever actually a dollar at Family Dollar, General Dollar. Dollar Tree, however, has always stayed true to everything in the store is a dollar. You know what I mean? That's why we love it. I used to kill that shit in college. I'm still in college. I still kill that shit. I'm at Bonaventure as well. Go into Dollar Tree. Almost everything is $5. You're in a Five Below. You were transported in a Five Below. I said okay when they made it $1.25. I said I understand, but you keep it in the same principle. Everything's the same price, and the price is still low. Now we got varying prices intentionally, and a million things were $5. More stuff was $5 than was a dollar. It was harder to find $1.25 items. $1.25 item. I went, Sean, I spent about $40 at the Dollar Tree. I only got 5 or 6 items. I can what's 6 times 5? 35 with tax? Yeah. I got a mini Christmas tree. I will tell you, I got some great deals at the Dollar Tree. No, I did. It was like Five Below. You can't stop yourself. Christmas tree, mini Christmas tree, Christmas lights. I got a beautiful sign up there. It says sleigh rise 25 cents. It's like a tin sign with a wood frame. I got another sign over there, Farm Fresh Christmas trees. We're talking, this sign is almost a 2-foot sign. Huge, nice sign. So they do have nice stuff for $5. The deals are there.
For $5, that sounds pretty solid.
The problem is, Sean, you go into the Dollar Tree knowing you can't hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't planning on going to Five Below. And I went to Five Below, and that's when you spend the 30 to 40 instead of the 10, and you got 10 cool items. Yes, less quality, smaller. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're doing. When you're someone like me who has an issue, when I can't stop myself. Now I got to know when I go to the Dollar Tree, that's not what I'm doing anymore. I'm opening myself up to a lot more of a monetary, hit. That's the item of the day. Thanks for watching. 10th Inning Podcast. Imagine if we just ended it right there. I think the fans would go nuts. I think they'd love it.
I will remember me and you went to the dollar store. I don't remember which one at Bonaventure. And I was like, there's no way everything in here is a dollar. And I kept saying it, and you kept saying, no, it's a dollar, so much so that you had the cashier telling me everything was a dollar.
I fought it because that's how much I cared. You know how much I care about this store. Because they were the only one that was true. I'm like, tell this man right now what every single thing in his store is. $1. It's $1. Yeah. And you, a normal citizen, Sean, is skewed because of all these other fake dollar type stores that say everything's $1. You go in there, nothing's $1.
No,
and now,
absolutely,
the Dollar Tree has fallen.
I got a little bit of my own,
of course,
qualm with the prices going up. So when I work, I oftentimes bring my lunch, but sometimes I'm lazy and I don't. And there's a nice pizza place on Main Street called Sal's Pizzeria. Quite a cast of characters working there, I will tell you that. None of which look like they can make good pizza, but lo and behold, they make good pizza. The issue is, actually, I'm going to ask you, 2 slices of pizza, a soda. See, the slices, I usually get a chicken bacon ranch slice and a white slice, so I'm not getting just regular slices.
Chicken bacon ranch will get you a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sometimes you get a side of ranch. But that and a medium Coke. like a fountain drink. How much do you think that
Gotcha.
costs?
Okay. Medium Coke from a pizza place. I'm sitting 250 on you. Help me with the math here. If we're getting a white slice, how much are they charging you for a white slice? $2.50 again, max for a white slice. That's five. The chicken bacon ranch, I'm gonna go four because they bumped the price of chicken. $4 a slice. That's a hefty slice, but I've seen it happen. And I understand you're saying expensive, so I'm at nine plus tax. I'm saying you got a $12 meal, a $11 meal.
12.50. 12.50. That
Yep.
is extremely expensive. The
Yep.
chicken bacon ranch slice is $6, by the way.
No, tell them to go fuck yourself.
Well, here's the thing. There's another pizzeria in town which pizza's far less good, but you can get two slices of fountain drink for $5.
Here's the thing, Sean. That this the old saying. Do you want it fast and good, or do you want it cheap and
Not good.
good? There's usually three things. You can have it
Yeah.
fast and good, then it's expensive, or you can have it, fast and then it's cheap. But
Yeah, it's
guys, I'm sorry.
quite ridiculous
Yeah,
to be
I'm
honest
sorry.
with you.
Yeah.
It's quite inferior, but I keep going back. That's on me. I was there today for lunch. I went to Sicilian Slice today and chicken bacon ranch, and it was $10 and the soda. Here's the thing: they don't have any prices anywhere. So in the summertime when all the tourists are around,
Oh,
they bump it high.
oh,
Um, like I said, interesting cast of characters working there. Sometimes they get a local discount, which is sometimes $1 or maybe five, depends on who's taking the order. Um, and
as you
we've
should. I
really
mean,
got
you're a local hero, Sean. This guy.
ah,
We're talking, guys. Let's not be so whatever the word is humble. Okay, this guy is a baseball podcast star working in Cooperstown. If he hasn't mentioned where the main street was, okay, discount. You should be walking in there, people kissing your feet, licking your fingernails or something. And you wouldn't want it. That's why they don't do it.
yeah,
But they
yeah,
should at least be giving you a discount.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna have to go in there and see what I can do. You know,
I'm sorry. I do. This is a baseball podcast, and I do have some. Speaking of qualms, you said the word qualms before. Again, if you watched last year, if you're a longtime fan, last off season, we had some award season qualms. I had a qualm with almost every award given out last year. We might, if you guys like this, we might have another episode coming out about my qualms for the awards. Today, we're just going to go over some awards. But Sean, I'm still not getting to the baseball. Guys, you're going to have to wait one more minute. You thought of a story in my mind. It's a quick story. Yesterday, okay, this was yesterday. This is like taste buds where they're supposed to talk about food and the whole episode is just nothing and they never get to the topic. I'm at the game working 44 hours this week, right? I mean, they're just killing me. I'm trying to graduate college. It's freezing, 45 degrees, North Carolina. We're playing Georgia Tech. We're 9-1, ranked 13 in the nation. If USC loses tonight, TCU almost loses to Baylor. Tennessee's getting blown out by South Carolina. There's a chance that we really can possibly, I know it sounds crazy to even make the playoff, but we could be a easy top 10 team by the end of the night. All we got to beat is the worst team on our schedule, Georgia Tech. We are 9-1. Drake May is the front running Heisman, um,
can do.
candidate. Thank you. I'm having a tough time tonight, Sean. It's 17-0 at half. 17-0. Flash forward to the start of the fourth quarter, Sean. It is 21-17 Georgia Tech. I'm sitting there 45 degrees freezing. I'm upset. I worked a long week. I know tomorrow. What do I have tomorrow? 9:45 a.m. Got to be at the Dean Smith Center to watch UNC, not watch, to work UNC play JMU. Sean, it's a long week for me, and it's not over yet. This is my mindset. I'm walking around. I've never bought a single thing in the football stadium myself because we always get the food vouchers. But I'm like, what is this? Oh, they're selling hot cocoa? I go up, you know what? I deserve this. I need this. I'm
Yeah.
stressed out. I'm not doing well. Can I have a hot cocoa, sir? Of course. Pours the hot cocoa, little packet in water kind of thing. Hands me the cup, flips around this thing. How much you want to tip? I say 10%, because you don't want to hit zero. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I look down. How much is it? $6 fucking, Sean. It was water in a paper cup, a small paper cup of water, and a little hot cocoa packet. $5.92. $5 plus 10% tip. That's what it was, plus tax. Could you fucking imagine
That's crazy.
the balls to charge me $6 for a water, hot water? $6.
Everybody accepts it now too because that's how it is.
Well, if they showed me the price, Sean, I'm not trying. I lost half the money I made last night drinking that hot cocoa.
They
But
got quite a profit margin on that.
I mean, I don't know. They're
What do they charge for hot dogs? I mean, what is it, $10 for a dog?
not. I never had to buy hot dogs. Are cheap there. I think they're like, well, no, they're probably like $5. Which I mean, there's a lot of margin on that as well. But we are a baseball podcast, Sean, and
I'm thinking maybe we start just a podcast where it's just a stream of consciousness from us. Not this one. We'll name it something else, and we'll just do it. And we just won't edit it, and it'll just be us just like sitting here talking.
be 11th inning.
Yeah. But this
Well,
is the 10th inning podcast, and we are a baseball podcast.
this is,
We
and we
are
got
not.
some news. We do have some important news. There's some stuff
We
going
got
on.
we got some news. Now, do we want to just name the winners of every award here?
Sure, we can go through it. Yeah, everything's done now, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
MVPs just got given out. So if you have them up, Sean, rattle them through. If not, I should be able to get them up right here.
I have them listed here. I don't have like the actual site, but
I actually got them. I got them here. If there's anything I'm missing, tell me. But American League MVP, Sean, Aaron Judge. How do you feel about
I was
that?
shocked by this one.
Shocked.
Absolutely shocked.
NL MVP, Paulie G. We spoke earlier. I thought maybe Manny Machado. Gave my case to why I think he maybe should be. Might give that case again on the award qualms episode, depending on how I feel. I got to take a deeper dive. We don't lie to the fans. We don't talk out of our teeth. We do research. So if I want to talk about Manny, why he should have an MVP, I'll come with a full blown thought out reasoning.
Come correct.
I will come correct. AL Cy Young. NL Cy Young was Sandy Alcantara. American League rookie. Guys, we're just not going to say Justin Verlander's name on this podcast anymore. I'm just going to be frank with you. If you like Justin Verlander, go somewhere else. DeGrom is turning into my snowball. Can I get him? I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted, Sean. But all right. AL Rookie of the Year, Julio Rodriguez, who I traded for this offseason. Thank you very much. NL, Michael Harris out of nowhere. Much deserved, though. I don't think I'm going to have a qualm with that.
No.
Spencer Strider was obviously right in there, and another Brave. They just keep pumping them out. They're like what the Dodgers were doing when they were a good baseball team, when they weren't just buying their way to try and lose championships. Sorry. Manager of the Year, Tito and Buck. Sean, congratulations on Buck Showalter.
Well deserved.
And Tito, of course. And we did say we had mentioned. I think Coach was on the podcast. The cancer, I'm sure, did factor in. Coming back from it strong, coming back from it amazing. It didn't factor in negatively, it factored in positively. I mean, when you come back from something like that, Sean, it is a beautiful thing, and we are so happy for him. Hank Aaron Awards, Judge and Goldschmidt won those. It's not always, though, because a lot of times the MVP also has a defensive component. So we've seen like Cody won NL MVP in 2019. Christian Yelich won the Hank Aaron Award. So not always the same, but sometimes it is. And then something I also want to point out is the Roberto Clemente Award, probably one of the most important awards given out. Obviously, it's about community service and humanitarian work. And that, again, given to Dodgers a lot, I got to say, which is one thing I am very proud of to be a Dodger fan, is we win that award quite a bit. Clayton was a recipient. I believe Mookie Betts also won one. Freddie Freeman might have won one with the Braves. Justin Turner, Ginger Jesus, comes home with it this season. He's been doing a lot of work with him and his wife. I see them on Instagram all the time. So congratulations to him for that. And then Gold Gloves. Do you have them, or do you want me to rattle them?
I don't have all of them now.
Okay. So AL, we got, you guys know the positions. We got Trevino, Vladimir Guerrero, Andres Jimenez, Ramon Urias. I did not know. Third base, AL, Ramon Urias. Who usually wins? Manny Machado, right? I guess, but he hasn't been there in a
Been in the
while.
National League for a few years now, though.
Yeah. Who's Matt Chapman
Mm,
did not win. That's a story. Matt Chapman did not win the Gold Glove because he's been winning them a lot. He probably won a couple even when Machado was there. He's like a platinum glove kind of guy.
yeah.
So we'll look into that. That'll be something. Jeremy Pena, first season with the Astros, win Gold Glove, and World Series MVP. Right after Carlos Correa, who they let walk for this kid, was just a Platinum Glove Award winner last year, if you remember.
Now
With
you had
them.
a qualm with that one. I
And
remember that.
I certainly had a qualm with it, but he did win it. Left field,
Not in
Stephen,
your book, but
not
in Major
my
League
book.
Baseball's book.
In Major League Baseball book, he did. Stephen Kwan, Miles Straw left in center field. Maybe a little reason as to why the Guardians did so well this year. Two elite outfielders there. Kyle Tucker wins the right field Gold Glove. Shane Bieber picks it up for a pitcher, and DJ LeMahieu takes it for the utility. How can you? Oh, they added a utility Gold Glove this
Yeah,
year,
it's
right?
new this year.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that so much because guys like Kike and Chris Taylor and anyone who's ever played for the Dodgers, um, that's an awesome. That's basically just the Dodgers award. I'm sure. I'm sure we probably won it on our side. And the Yankees won the Team Gold Glove award. I don't remember that being a thing either. Is that new?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Interesting. The Yankees won the Team Gold Glove award. We'll look into that as well.
I think that
Uh,
was actually the Cardinals won in the National League last year, so it was around at least last year.
okay. And Trevino won the Platinum Glove. Platinum Glove. Moving into the National League, JT Realmuto at catcher, Christian Walker at first base, Brendan Rodgers, Nolan Arenado, another one. Dansby Swanson, Ian Happ, Trent Grisham, Mookie Betts, Max Fried, and Brendan Donovan wins the utility award for the Cardinals. And the team is the Cardinals. They go back to back with their team gold gloves. Platinum glove being Nolan Arenado. Probably uh, a couple for Nolan, a couple platinum gloves, I'm sure, now in his
Yeah.
career. You want to hear Silver Sluggers as well, Sean? I could just rattle through.
Sure.
Okay, so I know you got a big list of moves, so that'll be more you talking. I'm sick of talking over here. American League, Sean. You know who the catcher Silver Slugger was in the American League? Best catcher in baseball.
Alejandro Kirk.
Alejandro Kirk, baby. God, I feel so good about that, Sean. You know how much I love him and how vindicated I feel that he is doing it. Nathaniel Lowe, a guy who was sneaky this year. Nathaniel Lowe. He was I don't know if I used him, but he was going to be one of the
Low or
guys.
Lau?
Is Lau?
One
Yeah,
of them's Low, one of them's Lau.
I think it's Brandon Lau, Nathaniel Lowe. That's
Okay, all
what I
right.
feel.
That sounds about right.
He had a sneaky good year, Sean. Sneaky good. I was going to use him as one of the blind resumes. Jose Altuve, Jose Ramirez, Xander. Interesting to note here, guys. Jose Altuve, no tick on the E. Jose Ramirez does. So it might be Jose Altuve. Jose, I don't know how the. Sorry, I'm gonna stop before this gets any worse.
Yeah, the way you say you're like Jose.
I just fucking more body language than anything. Xander Bogaerts at short. Xander Bogaerts just won a Gold Glove, the worst fielding shortstop in baseball.
Wait, I thought this was Silver Slugger.
Guys, it's not a baseball podcast. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Xander Bogaerts wins the Silver Slugger. He did, but I will say I wasn't totally shocked because Xander Bogaerts did work really hard on his defense this season, and he was like a neutral or slightly positive defender this year. So I do want to give a shout out to Bogaerts. He did work on his defense, so that's why I thought it was even a possibility. Uh, Julio Rodriguez wins a Silver Slugger. Mike Trout, of course, he's Mike Trout, and Aaron Judge. Um, People got to stop sleeping on Mike Trout. Like I feel like Mike Trout's getting the Clayton Kershaw route, where like people just don't think he's who he is anymore because he's like slightly. But, like you look at that, like it's still like so good. Like what are you talking about? He's
Yeah.
he's still probably the best player in baseball. So calm down. He
Yeah.
hit 40 home runs in probably 100 games this year. Jordan Alvarez won for DH, and Luis Ariz for utility. I love that. Love Luis Ariz. Fun little player. Nationally, we got JT Realmuto. Did he pick up both? He did. Silver
Yeah.
Slugger and Gold Glove. Paulie G. Jeffrey McNeil. Sean, congratulations. Nolan Arenado, who also picks up both. Shortstop, whatever. Mookie Betts won for outfield. Kyle Schwarber and Juan Soto won a Silver Slugger.
Oh God.
You know how much I love Soto, but you know how much I love Qualms, and I can guarantee you I'm going to try and find one about that, and it won't be that hard. By the way, Trey Turner won Silver Slugger for shortstop. I'm not a huge fan. Josh Bell, DH, and utility player Brandon Drury, much deserved. Sean, a lot of awards. A couple stuck out to us, I think, for sure. At least for me, uh, Jeremy Pena winning the Gold Glove. I definitely want to look into that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Um, as well as Nathaniel Lowe having a good year. McNeil, that's a great story at second base, having the comeback season. So now he wasn't as good last year as he wanted to be. Juan Soto winning a
Yeah.
winning a fucking Silver Slugger is something we should definitely look into. But
I definitely have a qualm with the National League Utility Gold Glove, but we can cover that when we do that later. Um,
Brendan Donovan, okay, yeah,
I think there's someone more deserving, but
right.
that's just me. That's just me.
No, I can't disagree.
On all the positions, Silver Sluggers and Gold Gloves that you seem to have a bit of an opinion on, I think I'm right there with you, which isn't shocking. We seem to view the game of baseball in a very similar way. Um, Also, the base Major League Baseball has to do a better job. I don't know how they do it, but of getting the word out there that these awards, like the award show, like me and you were avid
Missed
baseball
them,
fans, and we
missed
did
them.
not even know when the ceremony was taking place.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so they got to do a better job of getting that out there. I know.
Yeah,
I honestly, I think they got to get it off MLB Network, which is tough because that's their own network.
yeah,
But they got to get on like ESPN or something just to get more eyes to it. Because frankly, MLB Network, let's be honest, doesn't exactly draw viewership outside of the die-hard baseball fan.
yeah,
Uh, they got to do something to get a little more attention to it.
yeah. It's fair. I mean, I love MLB Network, but if you're not just interested in baseball, you're not watching MLB Network. So,
Yeah,
and that's not going to grow the sport. I
no,
agree.
no. But other than that, I like what they came up with.
Yeah,
I really do.
yeah. It'll listen. I don't want to talk too much on it because I want to do my research and figure out. I might have qualms I didn't know I had. I might think Arenado shouldn't have been the Gold Glove. You never know.
That's a
I don't
statement.
know. I might. I haven't looked into it yet. But Sean, we got a lot of moves being made. It's the off season. I'm backing up.
We we do. We had a lot of moves. The qualifying offer and the non-tender deadline is passed, and we got some big names hitting on the free agency market. Uh, any particular player you want to start out with, or you just want to dive right in?
Sean, I want to dive in wherever you want to go, babe.
So we'll just get the elephant in the room out of the way. Aaron Judge, obviously, he's a free agent. The Yankees had come to him with an offer, I think yesterday or today, new offer, and I'm sure that he's going to reject the offer because typically the first offer made is never really one accepted.
Yeah,
But ultimately, I think the Yankees and him will come to an agreement. I think the Yankees need him too much, and I think Judge enjoys playing in New York and realizes that playing in New York, you have more of a spotlight, which has negatives but also positives. Where if you do as well as he did this year, you're revered in a higher regard than if you were playing, let's say, in Kansas City. No offense to Kansas City, or other smaller markets. Uh, Also, his home run ball is up for auction after the owner turned down, I think, $2 or $3 million. So maybe the 10th inning pod will be making new purchases.
yeah, yeah. That'd be a good investment.
Yeah. So yeah, this is the one that everybody's talking about. I think that I think he'll sign fairly soon. I don't think he wants to drag it out too long. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know what you feel, but obviously that's the big one. We just get that one out of the way. I don't know if you have any thoughts on it that you haven't expressed in previous episodes.
Sean, I mean, I don't think he goes to the Yankees.
Yeah.
I,
Okay.
I've said it a couple times. I think he's going to the Giants. The reason being, I think they really put a bad taste in his mouth. He didn't want the information getting leaked, and they leaked it. And you know, a loss of trust like that is tough when you want to sign a long-term contract. In every interview I've ever seen him, have about the topic, he either skirts around it or is like, that interview at the All-Star break where like, oh, Johnny's gonna be this kid. Johnny said he was gonna be so sad if you don't come back to the Yankees, and he said, and like, what do you say to this? The kids out there that want Judge in pinstripes, and he's like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of good Yankees out there. Don't just be upset if I'm not there. There's plenty of goods out. You'll find another favorite player. Like
Yeah.
stuff. I think there's a shot he made his mind up a long time ago that he doesn't want to be here anymore. Not that he just wants to test it, but he doesn't want to be here anymore. And the only reason there's a shot is because of the season that he had. And because of, I don't know, there's such a good feeling in the air because of how good he did. I honestly think he gets out. I think he's from San Francisco. He's from Cali. I think he goes home to San Francisco. I really do. I hope to God he doesn't go to the Dodgers, Sean. If he
Yeah.
does,
I
it's
was
the
about to bring that up. The Dodgers are a
last
huge space.
straw. Last straw.
Yeah.
They are in the
Um.
race. They're
Yeah.
they're they're in contention, which is so aggravating. It's not even funny.
Yeah.
Stop. What are we doing? Stop it. Stop.
Well, speaking of the Dodgers, they non-tendered a very recent MVP in Cody Bellinger. Uh,
Yeah.
One of the most shocking stories that you'll ever see in professional sports because of how quickly Cody Bellinger dropped off from winning MVP to basically being a guy who can barely hit over 200, whose power just disappeared. And and really, I don't even know how to put it because you don't see. I'm trying to find like a player in another sport or even baseball that fell off. I mean, the closest I can think is Christian Yelich, who ironically enough finished second in MVP voting that same year in 2019.
Yeah.
Um,
And won the year prior, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Which frankly isn't great for the sport when you
No.
got MVP winners completely tanking next year after that. So that's tough to see him leave the Dodgers because he kind of is a guy you associate with the Dodgers, but you also can't blame them because he had a big contract hit, um, prior, or excuse me, because of that MVP run. How do you feel about this? As a Dodger fan, I'm sure it's tough to see him go, but I'm sure you see the other side, the team's viewpoint on this one.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely understand at the end of the day, there are better players that we could bring in now to be more successful. Um, but I will say a couple things that first off, he's a Major League Baseball player. I feel that wholeheartedly still. Um, Even just if he were to be brought in as a defensive specialist, he's one of the better defensive center fielders in the game. He reads the ball really, really well. Elite base runner. He gives his 110%.
Yeah,
He is a winning player. He is a win. That is something I will say. He is a winning player, even though he has not hit well in a couple of years now. In the playoffs, I was still confident. I still wanted him in the lineup in a playoff scenario. I'd rather him at the play than Trey Turner in the playoffs. I know that sounds crazy, but there are just players that are built for different situations. And Cody, because of his past and his history, uh, he's a winning player. He can play in pressure situations. And I hope to God he gets a good opportunity. It's all injury though. I mean, one celebration. Unfortunately, it was from a positive thing. He did the shoulder celebration in the playoffs. He's never been able to hit since the shoulder surgery. So what I think is it can go one of two ways. The first way is he will never be able to get the same mobility or swing path or fix his swing path and adjust it where he's comfortable enough to be the same hitter again, and it's over, which is, I mean, that's awful. Or because it's an injury, it will just take more time to be able to feel 100% again or find the adjustment that works because now you have to reinvent yourself because you can't have the same swing anymore because your shoulder doesn't work the same way. And if that happens, I think he has MVP potential 100% with the bat as well as elite plus defense center field. Man was a first baseman when he came up. He's a plus center fielder right now with speed and good anticipation. I don't know. He's a Dodger to me. I understand it'd be tough to find a spot, and you'd have to bench him. He'd have to be on the bench. Um, I would have liked to see him on the bench, but I guess money wise, it didn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know where I want him to go, but I really wish the best for him.
You know, his situation screams Tampa Bay to me.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. I mean, he's better than Kevin Kiermaier. He's damn near the same offensive production and
Kevin Kiermaier is
defensive,
gone. They already put out as soon as free agency started, they put out a post saying thank you for all you've done for the organization.
but he's that kind of player where if you just need a defender, Cody can just be a defender for you. And man, if he ever gets, fully back, I mean, whatever deal you're going to get him on now is going to look like a joke.
I think it'll probably be a 1 year deal if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, no, he's a good guy too. It's tough to see that, it really is. Another guy that the Dodgers are losing, Tyler Anderson, going over to the Angels, Anaheim Angels. Um, Kind of came out of nowhere. With the Dodgers. Said I don't know what the Dodgers do over there,
You
pitching
have to be
wise.
cheating. Have to be cheating, Sean. You have to.
I mean, you got every year they got these guys that just kind of even in the bullpen like, God, I never heard of this guy before. Well, household name pretty quickly. Uh, I think this is honestly. I mean, I forget the specifics of the contract. Forgive me for not having it in front of me, but
It's
I think
three
I think
years.
yeah, I forget the money on that, but the
Let me
Angels are
find
in
it.
a desperate. They got to sign it pitching, and he was a good option. Do we know how it's going to pan out? No. If history tells us anything, it's probably not going to work out as well as they hope, because leaving the Dodgers is going to hurt. But the Angels have to address the pitching, and that is one way of doing so, and it can't hurt. I mean, their pitching can't be any worse.
No, Sean. No, it's feasibly impossible uh, for that to happen. It was 3 years and 39 million. That's
That's
not
not
a
too
bad
bad.
deal for
That's
the
not a bad deal at
Angels.
all.
For a guy that just came off 257, was frankly like I think fourth or fifth in the Cy Young race. To be honest with you, just because he had a great year. Uh,
Yeah.
Obviously with the Dodgers, it's you never know why. But he's 33 as well, so it'll be going 33 to 36. Some tough years to grab for a pitcher. Definitely a little bit uncomfortable. Probably
Yeah.
why the deal is for a little bit lower. But I love TA. Uh, Pitched really well for us this year. Pitched his heart out. Another Alex Wood situation where I don't like that we just let these guys walk. I get it that they think they can keep doing it again, and listen, they have been. So it's tough to say that they haven't, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know if every guy is going to work within whatever system you put in. And when you get a guy like this who you can bring back for this amount, like if the Dodgers could have paid him the same amount, the value that they know they can get 257 TA with their system. So you know how tough it is to get if a 257 out there comes in, you're going to be paying 25. But if you can get a 25, so because for some reason your organization does it right, you can get him for 13. Why would you not keep that player? He already knows, he's been there. Like it's just about keeping a team, building a team, not constantly moving in and out. It
Yeah.
makes me upset, Sean. I just bring him
Well,
back.
yeah, no, I agree. And speaking of the Angels, they made a trade for Gio Urshela. Um, I like that trade. I've always been a Gio guy. Even when he's on the Yankees, I respected him. He gives another guy who gives 110%,
Does.
plus
Yeah.
plus defender, and the Angels could certainly use players like that. Um, it's to the point now where every move the Angels make, I just think, all right, so how is this going to backfire? You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the positive of it. I'm like, all right, so Urshela could get hit by a bus, and
Right.
like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop in a sense, which is kind of this. I guess we were talking about with Anderson. You don't know how it will work in a system, but I like the move for the Angels. Frankly, still don't know why the Yankees traded Urshela, and I don't know why the Twins traded Urshela. Uh, he was one of their most productive players last year. But with the Angels there, he should help and maybe move Carlos Rendon to the DH, or Urshela could play some other positions in the infield as well, second base. Not sure if he's ever played shortstop. I'm assuming he's played a little bit, but yeah,
Urshela's played a little bit of shortstop with the Yankees in 2020, 2021, or no, in 2021, because we tried the whole Glaber at short thing. It
yeah,
wasn't working. And then because we didn't have an immediate answer, because we let Didi go, Gio got some time at short.
yeah. So I like that move for the Angels.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
not gonna.
I don't mind it. No, it's going to work out terribly for him.
Yeah.
But I do
Uh,
like it.
yeah, absolutely. And I want to give you the floor for this one. You know where I'm going. Clayton Kershaw resigns with a 1-year deal with the Dodgers. I'm sure you're thrilled. I'm a little surprised. I thought he was going to go to Texas. There was a lot of smoke there, but he's back in the Dodger blue. And how you feeling?
Well, I got to say, Sean, first off, it's not official yet. The reports came out a week ago, and it was never marked as official. Like they never completely finalized it for
Okay.
whatever reason. I mean, you have to imagine like it's as good as done, but for some reason they never finalized it. It is for 1 year and 17 million. I even spoke about this with the Geek to qualify that my statements weren't too crazy. Uh, but if I told you for your organization, right, just straight up, you're gonna get 130 innings at around between a 2.3 to 2.5, ERA. What value is that? How much do you value that? How much would you spend on that player? 130 innings pitched between a 2.3 and a 2.5 ERA.
I mean, Tyler Anderson's getting what 39 million over the course of 3 years. I'd be willing to go like 15, 20 million.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like 30, 40 less innings pitched, but there's not anyone like Edwin Diaz. What's his ERA this year? Like around 1.5, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, about there.
But like elite relievers usually sit around that 2.2 to 2.2, 2.5 range, throwing 80 innings pitched. We're talking about 130 innings. And elite relievers that could throw 2.2, Sean, will get 18 to 20 million. Talking about 130 innings at a 2.28. And he's basically been at 130 innings at around 2.5 for like since he's been hurt. Like
Yeah.
that's you're still getting ace like stuff for 23 starts. You're getting an ace for 23 starts. 17 mil, Sean, less than the QO. What I don't like that. I think that they've done it 2 years in a row. Last year was 17 mil again. I understand it's a discount, but it's like the continual, oh, we'll give you 1 more year. And maybe he doesn't want the long-term deal. Maybe he doesn't want 3 years, Sean. But I mean, he's worth more than that. First off, he would get that more than that on the open market. It's the whole thing is always just seemed disrespectful with them and him, where they haven't given him the respect he deserves. Not even offering the qualifying offer was ridiculous. Maybe he didn't want it. I heard some talks about that. Last year, he didn't want it. He wanted more time to think because he wasn't sure. This year, no reports came out of that. They just didn't want to offer it to him, I think. They thought they could get him for cheaper because it was more than the
I
17
mean,
mil.
maybe he was thinking more team oriented and said, "All right, I can save you little bit of money here, and we can go get some other players."
Maybe, Sean. But I mean, at the end, I'm gonna fight for my kid no matter what. I whatever the reason, he's worth more than 17 mil. Is all I'm gonna say. Whether I'm happy or not, he's going to LA. Less relieved than I was last year. We had the whole sweepstakes. I said, whoever signs Clayton, I'm gonna come to you.
Yeah,
I'm less. You know, it's been a wild ride. Me and the Dodgers, Sean. Roller coaster. The 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 top tippy top was pretty short lived, and it's been coming down hard.
yeah.
I told that to Leif the other day. I'm not a fan of the organization right now. I don't like what they've done. I don't like the way they're talking. We're gonna get into Justin Turner, I'm sure too. Another player. They just seemingly they bought Justin Turner out for 2 million. Said, we'll see. Didn't pick up
Yeah.
his option. Um, I wouldn't have minded Clayton going to Texas. I'm ready. I am ready. He's not
Yeah.
ready yet. I'm ready. I I'm almost ready to go back home to New York, Sean. I'm a Yankees fan again. I'm getting there. If they sign Judge, I'm gone. If they sign Judge, my bags are packed. I know it sounds crazy because it sounds like a positive, but you know me. That's not. I like
Yeah.
building a team the right way, and they're pushing my buttons. Cody's gone. Justin Turner's gone. Jock Peterson's gone. Kenley Jansen. They're both going to be in San Francisco. They're treating Clay like he's a Ushka. Corey Seager's in Texas. The team's gone, Sean. It's Mookie, Aaron Judge, Freddie Freeman, and Trey Turner. That's the Dodgers, and that ain't my Dodgers. It ain't.
I mean, where do you think Justin Turner goes? And do you think he's a starting caliber player in the league still?
I don't know. I mean, I think there are teams that he would be the starting third baseman for sure. Um, I'm talking health wise. I don't think for him at his age he should be.
Yeah.
I think he'd be an elite bench bat. I think he would give you starting caliber production for a lot of teams. He's one of the 30 best third basemen in the league for sure. Um, but I think age wise, it's just he'd probably be better in a leadership bench role.
Yeah. I mean, and he probably would want to go to a team that's in a position to win too, if I had to
100%.
guess. And that makes it that much more difficult to start because a lot of the good teams already have starting third baseman ahead of him. So that's interesting. I'm also interested to see how much money he gets too, because he's had some up and down, seasons in the past couple of years with injuries and performance not as good as what it had been. Like you said, he's like 37 years old, so that's very much expected. But interested to see where that goes. Another guy who's up there in age, 39-year-old Justin Verlander. I know you said he was the only time we talked about him was earlier. He opted out of his deal with the Houston Astros, and then I believe he declined a qualifying offer as well. And he's looking for something in the range of Max Scherzer contract, 3 year, big money, big money. 100. What's Scherzer? 140, I think, over 3 years. Um, that was leaked by the Astros. The owner said that, which I'm sure did not go over well with the Players Association. But he's a free agent. Apparently, he's already talked to the Mets. I'm sure he's already been in contact with the Astros as well. And a very much an enticing pitcher to look at, a guy defying age and getting better and better every year. So I'm curious to see where he goes.
Yeah, Sean. I don't know. This just makes me think of Clayton again. The man's 40, just came off Tommy John. Had a great season, but
Yeah.
he only pitched 175. He pitched 30 more innings than Clayton Kershaw, and you tell me he's worth $40 million and Clayton can't even get 20. That's what you're telling me. Clayton's 35 years old. This guy's 40. It just seems ridiculous. I don't care what Verlander does, John. I hope he goes to the Mets because Zeke will kill himself. That's what I hope. Zeke
No, I hope he goes
would
to the Mets too.
Zeke would absolutely cry his little eyes out if Justin Verlander went to the Mets. Cry his eyes out.
We'll gladly welcome him aboard.
I'm sure he would. If all it is to make Zeke upset. I will say, Sean, just going back real quick, a quote came out about Justin Verlander on LA radio, and it said, "There's all this crap about luxury tax and payroll and paying a gajillion dollars in taxes. They're trying to figure out what they need to do. Once those chips fall, they said, I guess we'll see where I stand."
Justin
Uh,
Turner.
Justin Turner said that about Alex Freeman. Yeah,
Okay.
there's no respect there.
No.
They basically said to a guy who's been like one of the franchise cornerstones. There's a lot of taxes going on. Once we see like where the team's going to be, we'll see how much we could just kind of give you. And then if you want to come back, you come back. No, no. Whatever. Don't like the organization. Moving on.
Yeah, that's very tough. We also had a trade. Teoscar Hernandez traded to Seattle. Frankly, I'm not really sure why the Blue Jays made this move. It was for, I believe, number 5 prospect in the Mariners system and a relief pitcher. Teoscar Hernandez is a very good bat, has a lot of pop, and even last year had a bit of a down year compared to his prior year, but still a very good year. And I think he'll plug in very well for that lineup with the Mariners. Begs the question, who the Blue Jays going to get to fill that role? And I don't want to jump the gun here, but I think Brandon Nimmo is a very enticing figure for that position.
Yeah.
Blue Jays are looking to spend money. They've been looking to spend money the past few off seasons. They got a good team. Their window to win is open, and I think they're striking while the iron's hot. And the Mariners can say the same thing with that trade for Teoscar Hernandez. I think if the Blue Jays use the open position to make a big free agent signing, I think the trade will be pretty even. But on paper, I think the Mariners win this trade quite a bit unless this prospect and relief pitcher, whose names I forget off the top of my head, I apologize. I had it pulled up, but like you, Dan, I lost everything. Um,
Mm, mm.
so I think the Mariners that was a good move for Seattle.
Yeah, two things. First off, I just want to tell the fans that that statement just meant about before we started the podcast. I had all the banners pulled up and they all got crashed. I didn't the way Sean. I didn't lose everything. I'm okay. It's not going terribly wrong in my life right now, and that's because he said, like Dan, I lost everything. You know what I mean? It seemed like something really morbid was going on over here. No,
He had all of his money in FTX crypto, and he
that's
lost
it.
it all.
Like Dan, I lost everything. I thought like an infomercial was starting, and I didn't know what to do with it. But I do agree with you. This is Sean. God, I wish I'm gonna clip this and send this to our fantasy teammates. This is exactly what I'm talking about when we talk about like situation matters and like trades on paper don't always seem even, but based on team situations, they might be. So yeah, Teoscar for this reliever in minor leaguer Seattle, of course, all day. Teoscar's also getting what? Was it 17 million Teoscar's getting, or was it over
Oh
20?
yeah, I think it's like
So
17.
17. They can't sign Brandon Nimmo, who they have identified as, I think, if this is the case, who they probably identified as their best solution, 400 OBP guy, now turned himself into a good center fielder. George Springer needs to move
Yeah,
over to the corner. He's not a center fielder anymore. He's getting older. Plug Nimmo into center, get better on base percentage because you have all these boppers already and better defense. And you have to clear the money, and that's the guy you have to get rid of. So everything else is kind of just cherries on top. You're really clearing money, but it's a good player. So for the Blue Jays, if they get Nimmo, like you said, it'll look a lot better. What I'm trying to say is, Sean, team need does matter when trading. So sometimes when the trade doesn't look exactly even on paper, that doesn't mean it doesn't help both teams off paper. I rest my case for why I should have Max Scherzer on my fantasy team right now.
that was a trade we made last year.
And got vetoed, effective immediately.
But then we reworked it out, right?
Yeah, we reworked it out, Sean. It went great. It went phenomenal. Who did I end up getting? That didn't work out. Oh, I got Morton, who fucking shit his pants.
Now I got
Shit his-
Miles Michaelis, who had a
who
great finish to the season.
God was he wonderful, Sean. And now he's 33, and I hope he has a wonderful rest of his career for you, Sean.
Thank you, thank you.
I think Charlie Morton's funeral is next Sunday if you guys want to come through. He died of natural causes. Nothing happened. He was just old.
Oh God. Some other news. The arguably some geniuses would say top 10 first baseman Anthony Rizzo in all of baseball signed a 2-year deal with a third-year option, club option, to
Mm,
stay with the New York Yankees.
yeah. I like Rizzo. I mean, Rizzo's a good baseball player. He's got a lot of heart, plays with a lot of passion, loves the sport. That's what you care about. 32
Yep,
years old, so the 3-year deal I think works out perfect. It's a player option or team option, you said?
it's a team option.
Yeah. You get him 33 and 34, the last 2 years of your prime. If he's still looking hot, put him in at 35. Yankee Stadium is the stadium for Anthony Rizzo. He's not going to play better anywhere else. And he doesn't look good with a beard. Sean, there is no qualms with this move whatsoever.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much a no-brainer. Um, he's also really good clubhouse. The players like him.
Yeah,
Also, he's really close with Aaron Judge, so that certainly helps
yeah.
when signing him. And like you said, that right field porch, he's designed for that ballpark. Um, and he with the shift next year, I think we talked about it last episode. Projected wise, would have had an average of 252 or 254 this year. Uh,
Mm.
so what a qualm that people have is his average is not that high. Well, 254 and you get a guy who hit 25, 30 bombs and drive in 75, 80 runs a year.
Takes his walks too. On
Yeah,
base is okay.
absolutely.
Takes his
Absolutely.
walks.
Tough guy to strike out
Yep.
and plays a very solid first base. I don't know about you, but that sounds like a top 10 first baseman to me. I'm just saying.
He might be. He might get on my list next year, which is so
Yeah, yeah,
unfortunate.
yeah. You know what?
When we look back, because we are
I mean,
doing that soon, we're looking back at our rankings and seeing how well we did. Sean, that laughing stock of a pick might have actually been one of the better picks. So
yeah, yeah. So keep
that's
on laughing. All right.
that's
All
why you
right.
put your balls on the line, Sean. Alejandro Kirk's gonna look real good. Not on anyone's list but mine. Woo!
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Um, did you have any other news you wanted to get into? Because that's all I had for the time being. There are more, but for the sake of time, um,
No, I agree. Yeah, I think let me quickly just look who I'm just gonna blurt stuff out. Jock Peterson accepted the qualifying offer. I think that's good. I think he had a decent season in San Francisco.
yeah,
I think that's a good place for him. Seven. How much is the qualifying offer? Qualifying
I think
offer.
it's 19.
19. Yeah. 19 mil a year for Jock Peterson. God bless. He's getting $2 more million in Clayton Kershaw. That's how I qualify everything at this point because it's bothering the shit out of me. Um, moving moving on quickly. That guy I do want to talk about for a hot sec. Is that the only other guy? Jesse Chavez still playing Major League Baseball. Another deal with Atlanta. Sean, this man has got to go. He's got to stop. Does he just use all his money as a financial thing? Because I'm starting to worry about Jesse Chavez.
Yeah, no, he's played I think like every team. He's like Edwin Jackson, you know.
Yeah, I mean, good for Jesse, the glasses and all. It just seems like it's time. Nick
He won a
Anderson,
World Series with the Braves, didn't he?
Sean, he's got to have at least won one. He's played 40 years in the MLB. You'd hope
I
that
hope.
he's Nick Anderson, 1 year deal with Atlanta. Sneaky, because Nick Anderson was one of the top relievers a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Um, Rafael Montero, 3 year deal back with Houston. Um,
Well, I got one more. Edwin Diaz,
yeah, that was coming
5
up.
million, 5 years, option after the third player option, I believe. Um, I love it. I really do. I think you had to sign him after that year. It's a lot of money, most by a reliever by a pretty fair margin. Um, Chapman was the second most, so hopefully this one works out a little bit better. But I like the move, and I'm glad to have Trumpets back in Queens.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful. How much a year is he getting?
I
Because it's 5 years,
I think it's somewhere
102. So what is that,
two.
20ish?
Okay. Yeah.
Wow, that's great, Sean. That's $3 more million a year than Clayton Kershaw makes. He's a starting pitcher. That's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. Uh,
Let's get
anyway,
some trumpets and he'll get more money.
Sean, maybe two minor things. One, the first part about Jesse Chavez, minor league deal he signed with Atlanta, by the way. Jesse, at 39 years old, 45 seasons into his career, signed a minor league deal. He's that insistent on playing baseball next year. Jesse, I mean, there's no one I know that loves baseball more than Jesse Chavez. Officially, Sean, can we give them the title of friend of the pod? Can we give it to him?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I think the title of the episode is Should Jesse Chavez Retire? I mean, the
And
answer
and
yes.
maybe we should try and find him a better financial advisor because if it is money based,
Yeah.
something's not right.
Yeah. A rhetorical question. Should Jesse Chavez retire? Lastly, Sean, because I do want to talk about this. It's going to be quick though. Martin Perez accepted the qualifying offer. He needs a new financial advisor, to be clear with you. Martin Perez had a really good year this year for
Yeah, he
Texas
did.
in the American League in a tough division with the Mariners and the Angels. Have pitching was their issue. Their offense was okay, and Houston, that's a good division, Sean. He was the Cy Young front runner, All Star game, Cy Young front runner in the first half of the season. He fell off a little bit the second half. All Star game was like right in the thick of it. Um, 1 year, 19 mil at 31. I'm signing a deal there. I'm signing a 5 year deal
Yeah.
there. He's 31. That's like the year. Like 32 now it's like they don't want to give you your 35. 31 you can get a 5, probably a 5 6 year deal. They'll because you're giving them 31, 32, 33. They'll give you 34 and 35. You get to 32 turning 33, they're not giving you more than 2 years.
No.
It's a big mental difference for pitchers to do that. And you really think you're going to have a better year than you just did? Except 19 mil 1 year QO? You don't think you can get 15 a year for 4 years? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't like that decision out of Martin Perez. He had a really good year this year.
Now, are you just a little upset because he's making more than Clayton? Is that why you're saying this?
Martin Perez making $2 million in Clayton Kershaw this year, and it's for the same time frame. Who do you
Yeah.
think has a better year this year, Sean? Martin Perez or Clayton Kershaw?
Kershaw stays healthy. I say Clayton Kershaw.
I appreciate. I like the stays healthy man. He'll give you 130. That's it. 130 is a lot of innings.
It
It's a
is.
lot.
It is.
Listen, if you can afford to bring him in and not need him as a starting pitcher 100% of the time, and just need him as a six man, that's a Cy Young six man. If Clayton Kershaw stays healthy, he's going to be top 5 in Cy Young, and we're getting him 17 millis. I'm done. Martin Perez, you're worth more. Fire your agent. You deserve a long-term contract.
Yep.
That's it.
I agree.
Anything else for him today?
No, I think we should pick a card, right?
Sean, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize.
No, not at all.
Fans at home. I'm going to start from this side.
I think stop. Who's it gonna be?
We have, God, I picked 2 out, Sean. Okay, left or right?
Right.
Joe Carter.
Wow. That's the biggest one we've gotten so far.
Let me tell you, the other one, Sean, Mark Kotsay. 2 guys I think we know.
Yeah.
So,
Joe
right.
Carter is a legend in Canada.
Is this the Joe Carter? This doesn't look like the Joe. This might be an impersonator Joe Carter.
Let me get a picture. What team is he on?
I don't know. There's something off about
San Diego?
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I'm looking at his stats here.
Guys, I think this is a fake Joe Carter. Unless I didn't know that Joe Carter looked like that.
What year was that card?
1991.
He played for San Diego in 1990. He played for them before he went to Toronto.
So this is the Joe Carter?
Yeah, he played for Cleveland right before.
Joe Carter, you never hit a home run bigger in your life, Joe Carter? Never hit a bigger home run in your life, Joe Carter?
Touch them all, Joe.
Joe Carter jumping around bases like that, Joe Carter? That's crazy. That's a
Joe
big
Carter. Joe Carter should be in the Hall of Fame. Joe Carter, yeah.
That is, yeah. I'd like to hear. Let me guess something. This is a blind resume. All of a sudden, I know we're running late, but
How many hits do you think he has? Played 16 years, by the way.
2,359.
You are right with 2,184.
Okay.
How many home runs?
314.
396. 4 short of 400.
Good for you, Joseph.
RBIs.
RBIs is tough. I'm not good. I need to do quick math. I think this guy, he's played 16 years.
Yeah.
I think he averaged over the 16 years. I think he averaged 84. That's what I think he averaged. 1,344.
You're not that far off. 1,445. His 162 game average for RBIs is 107.
I figured he had like 10 years of 100 RBIs, but there's always that 1 year he played 4 games coming up. I thought there was going to be.
Yeah.
Wow.
No,
Good
he
for
was
him.
quite the player.
Good for him.
Yeah.
How was he a doubles guy? Was he looking doubles? Was he sitting like 30?
Doubles? He was his 162 game average is 32.
Okay, so he's in that range. Yeah, that's a good player. Any bags? What's the strikeout to walk ratio? I gotta know.
I don't have a strikeout to walks, but he averaged 103 strikeouts over his career per season.
That's phenomenal. I mean, I know it's back in the day, but that's so good to hear. What about
And then
walks?
he averaged 17 bags a year.
You're telling me Joe Carter was stealing bases?
He peaked at 31 in 1987 when he was 27.
And how many homers in that year?
That year he had 32.
You telling me Joe Carter's a 30-30 player?
Yeah, get this man in the Hall of Fame.
No way Joe Carter's a 30-30 player.
Yeah.
That's not on my Joe Carter, a 30-30 player. I
In the
see
year
it here.
prior, he had 29 stolen bases and 29 home
29
runs.
homers, 27-27. He did the whole. I see that. Wow. 22-24, 35-13. I didn't know Joe Carter was still in bases like that, Sean.
Neither did I, especially based off the way he ran around the bases.
I thought he was a bigger power hitter type guy. What's his height and weight here? 6'3", 215. Now he's like that's not huge,
Not tiny either, though.
but it's not stealing all the base. I mean, he's not 180, stealing bases.
He
215.
averaged 39 walks a year.
Okay. Not huge walker, but he doesn't strike out either, so it's not terrible. Yeah, I mean, Sean, we're talking 36 doubles, 9 triples, 29 homers, 121 RBIs, 29 steals, hitting 302 in 1986. Where's the MVP for Joe Carter with 200 hits even? The man loves the evens.
He finished ninth in MVP voting that year.
Fuck it, Sean. That's blasphemy. I'm actually getting angry now. Was he making less than $17 million a year? Was he making more than Clayton?
I'm
Tell me
sure
that.
he was. Now,
I'm
the
sure.
MVP winner in 1986 was Roger Clemens.
Yeah, as I look now, Baseball America.
24 and 4, 2.48 ERA, 234 strikeouts. Don Mattingly finished second.
2.48. They're giving him MVPs.
Record was more important back then.
I
It's
know,
4
Sean.
and
I
4.
don't. It's
And
making these.
the Red Sox went to the World Series that year.
But they vote before, don't they?
Yeah, I
They
think.
vote before playoffs. I don't know back
Yeah.
then if it was different, but they do now.
Two-time Silver Slugger, by the way. Awesome.
Two. It's
5 times
just
All-Star.
two.
Yeah.
Sean, I'm hearing a lot of snubbery coming out of your mouth
I
right
know.
now.
We got to get this man in the Hall of Fame. We'll start a huge friend of the pod. Got two
Can
friends
can
of the
you
pod tonight.
just can you do two things for me before we end it? I need to hear Don Mattingly's stats in that
Sure.
MVP year and the guy who came in eighth, whoever that is.
Don Mattingly. All right. Actually, hold on. Donnie Baseball. Donnie
None?
Baseball.
What
So
year?
Donnie Baseball that year hit 352, 31 home runs, 113 RBIs. Not too shabby. An OPS of 967, and no stolen bases, so he was not a speedster. Wow, there's some names on this list: Roger Clemens, Don Mattingly, Jim Rice, George Bell, Jesse Barfield, Kirby Puckett, Wade Boggs. Oh wow. Number 8 is Wally Joyner. Never heard of him.
What did he do that year?
100 RBIs, 22 bombs, 290 average, 805 OPS, 5 stolen bases.
So I
Um,
haven't heard one stat that he was better than Joe Carter in.
Joe Carter led the league in RBIs that year, 121.
With 29, 29. 29
Yeah,
homers, 29 steals. 302
22
average.
homers. 22 homers.
From that year? Yeah.
Yeah, he had 100. Oh, sorry, 29. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. You're right.
29, 29. He's damn near 30-30 with 120 RBIs.
Yeah,
Hitting 300. You telling me he's ninth in MVP? I mean, those are just basic numbers. We're not even getting into the OPS or OPS pluses of the world. I don't know how back then. I got the 350 batting average I get. Wally
yeah.
Joyner, 5 bags, 22 bombs. What are we talking about Wally Joyner for? What are we
I don't.
talking
I
about?
don't know who that is. I'm actually gonna look him up. Wally Joyner. See what
I've
he's doing.
heard of Wally Joyner before. Um, God bless you and your family, Wally.
He had over 2,000 hits. Wally Joyner.
Yeah, he was a good player, but not better than Joe Carter that year. Unless he was an elite defender. I don't know. And Joe Carter wasn't. Sean, I'm bothered. I'm bothered for
Wally
Joe
Joyner
Carter.
did not win. That was his rookie year, and he did not win Rookie of the Year.
Well, who won Rookie of the Year that year? Sean, we're gonna start doing
Jose
award songs.
Canseco.
Well, Jose Canseco's got to make an appearance in every fucking episode. Any, anyone hit up his daughter? Did anyone speak to Josie yet? I don't know.
Jose Canseco has a 2022 season stat line: 240 batting average, 33 home runs, 117 RBIs. Where are the strikeouts? I'm assuming he struck out a lot. It's not showing strikeouts, but he was ahead of his time. I'll tell you that.
We got to make it. I think we need to go back to 86 or 91 we're talking about?
86.
We need to go back to 1986 and do an awards qualms video for 1986. Because I got some qualms right now.
Wally Joyner should have won Rookie of the Year. Joe Carter should have finished third in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Or second.
If you guys want to see a 1986 awards given qualm episode, I know no one else is putting content like that out there. Well, please let us know in the comments. We will do it. There will be a dead time in this off season. We'll have nothing else to do, and we'll get you that out. 1986 award show qualms. We'll give you what it should have been, based on today's numbers and logic. Sean, you have anything else for the fans at home?
No, Joe Carter, put him in the Hall of Fame.
Put him in the hole. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for next week. We'll give you news, updates, everything going on, and some more fun stuff you're going to like. We'll see you then.